did this. He blocked here, he blocked there, there, and he had check released. So he had check released. All right, and so he had, and we keyed with this guy. Dual read with the guard against it. In other words, the guard had the Mike Sam that way. If both came, he had the Sam, and he was our hot read in the backside. Okay. Then we changed it to a scat read, which gave him a free release. And the tackles now, and this is where, and this that's why I say I don't think you can do some of this because it takes so much time to teach these offensive linemen. But I'll give you just two examples of what we did. All right, here's the Mike tackle and well, all right, okay. Oops, here. So this way. All right. Now, oftentimes you spread get double formation, get one of those backers removed. Okay. All right. I'm going to put the this is. All right. Now, these guys would do this. They would key that side. So he had Mike to Sam. All right. He had him, and he'd help if neither one of those guys came. He came in there and helped. He had this. Okay. All right. Now, that's when we did it this way. We did that way, and we did it this way. Well, I better do it like this. I got to draw a ball formation. I'm gonna draw it up basic, and then I'll draw it regular. All right. I'll put him in the Q position. All right. We did it this way. He had hot release. He had that. He had curl. All right. He had hot climb. He had the out. All right. Now, this is everybody's out. Okay. So this is what we call 94-95 protection. This is where Green Bay got the advantage on or excuse me, San Francisco got the advantage on everybody else. It's because he read hot here first, and they did this. All right. And this tackle right here had a dual read. He had Sam to end. And the whole idea was this, that they believed this, if the quarterback could throw the ball, if they brought Sam and the end, his rule was that he had dual read. So the tackles had dual read just like the guard. So the guard was covered. If this guy blitzed, he took him. The idea we were going to tell the quarterback we're going to protect you from inside leg of the tackle to inside leg of the tackle. You have to get the ball, rid of the ball if you get a blitz, okay? And so really basically what happened is when he knew he had this protection right here, those three guys, let's just say it was like this, all right? Will's out here. Well, those three handled those three, so he had this guy hot. So that's where he looked initially. Boom. Looked initially that guy hot. And how can he know which guy's going to come? How do you know which guy's going to come? Huh? Safety. So that was his read. So initial read was a safety. The safety rolled over this way, and that's the guy but he looked there. If they were playing zone, he always looked here anyway. Why? Because he wanted to compress the front side. When they moved the guy over, then he was going to throw hot here. That's what the whole point was. Okay? All right, now, the tackles always had dual reads in this deal because we were getting what? Everybody out. So if they did this, if this guy came like this, came sneaking off him, the free safety went over the top like that, and the end ran up the field, and he went here, and they blitzed like that, and who picked the will up? Tackle. He always had a sit. So in other words, everybody when we ran this protection, if the guards were covered, then the tackles had dual reads. If the guards were uncovered, the guards had dual reads. Somebody always had a dual read. Okay? Both sides. Because we were telling the quarterback, The guy that we let go is going to be the guy farthest away from you, and you got to get rid of the ball. Now, here's what we did. It was a little bit different. We always put the quarterback here so he had the best chance to get rid of the ball. Always put him there. Okay? And that's what Florida State started doing too. Always put him here so he had a better chance to get rid of the ball. Plus all the combination of stuff you could run. You could run what? Shovel pass. You can run quarterback draw. Okay? You could run like Nebraska runs. And motion over here like this. Alright? Dash. Or Florida State, they run that too. Boom, run dash. And you motion over here like this. Or excuse me, leave them there. And run this. Run a draw trap. They had draw trap, dash, power, all that stuff in the one back where they can hand it back here, and the shovel pass. So they had it all to help protect the quarterback with a one back deal back here. Because, you know, when you tell them you got to get rid of the ball quickly, you have to have a scheme sometimes. Like, and I got a film here to show you. Just a draw trap that we run, and it doesn't matter who they blitz. I mean, we can just pick everybody, we just pick up gaps and kick out, and hand off from we can do it from one back. We can do it from a quarterback in a shotgun position. We can do it from a quarterback in a underneath the center position. But the purpose of this whole thing is to get. That was the number one purpose, is to get 5 out with quick highs. And it was a first down passing game. And if they played zone, you leverage. Alright? If they played man, just man, without blitz, alright, and you don't get the hot, see, because it'll take 2, but when I say it takes 2, it takes a Mike and the Will, because we're putting the center over, we'll handle that. It only, it has to take 2. So, when we brought the man, then if they just played regular man, like 500 man, it was good shit. You know why? You couldn't get anything better than what? These shallow routes. I mean, that's exactly what you want against 500 man. And some guy, boom, and run a shallow route, and having a guy in a chase position, have him catch the ball, And one of the things with your shallow routes is when you have man. One of the things, whether it's your tight end or Z running it, you always teach this. It's called stair stepping. Okay? So I want you to stand up here. Okay? You're going to cover me man. This is what we call stair stepping. And he's chasing me man like this. Okay? I do like this. Boom. Now what do you do? See what I'm saying? It causes separation. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run. It's called stair stepping. So I'm running like this. I know it's man now. I'm running like this. I'm going to go boom. Like that. And then boom. Because every time I go boom, and you only need to do it once, because that'll get the separation you need. But the whole idea is you're running like this. When you do this, he's behind you, and he feels you do that. Well, he steps this way, and that now all of a sudden, when he was behind you by a yard, now all of a sudden he's behind you by 2 yards. Because he thought you were going to do what? Go up the field, so he kind of leaned, took away his momentum, and then now you're getting one. See, you knew what you were doing. You're just kind of what we call influencing. We call it stair stepping. Run, stair step. Okay? Very good, very good. And your tight ends need to learn how to do that in the shallow pass game as soon as your Z. And if you run it this side, if you run an X shallow, you can do all this shit on the other side too. Doesn't matter. X shallow, H shallow. Whatever you call that inside guy, H shallow. Call H shallow, he runs the curl, he runs it shallow, backs on the flare. You just call it this way and protection goes the other. Okay? Alright. Let's move on to this here. Okay. Shallow combination, option routes. Everybody should know what option routes are, but basically when we talk about them, for the tight end on option routes, it's really simple. You take your release right here, whichever side the linebacker is on, you turn, you work that side and open the other. Okay, so if he's on this side right here, and you run an option route, then you work that side and open the other. Okay? If he's on this side, then you come in and you work that side and you open the other. So you always work the side he's on. Help him sustain the coverage to the side he's on. Help him sustain that coverage, stay in that coverage. What you don't want him to do, is come running up here like this and just bend away and let him play it. Okay? Or come run, if he's on the outside, just come run like this, bend away and let him come play it. What you want to do is freeze him and run the option route. Okay? Anybody any questions? Freeze the guy and run the option route. Hey, and if he's head up, then you got to hit him. If he's like playing man to man, let's just say you got, your Sam Backer sitting out here. He's going to play man to man. Well, he's going to play man to man right here. And what you want to do is you want to press up right down his middle. Don't want to jump aside. Go right down his middle. If you go down his side, he has a better chance of playing you when he's right over the top of you. So when he's like sitting right over the top of you, go right down his middle and make him move one way or the other and break the other side. So go right down the middle, make a move, and break the other. Okay? And you can't do it from back here. You can't. You gotta get
all the way to contact if you didn't move?
Huh?
If you didn't make a move?
When you run an option route, you can flat run his ass and run right into him. You run an option route, we don't care if you go boom and run into him almost like a push. We don't care. I mean, hey, what we don't want you to do is don't avoid contact and try to make it what? Shallow, because you do this and that. Hey, he's still playing. What we're actually trying to do is create, the option routes are always designed this way. Quarterback's going to come like this, and he knows that you're running off the linebacker, and he knows that he got to throw away from the linebacker. One of the things Bill Walsh said, which is so true, very simple. As a quarterback, I asked him, I said, hey, what's the number one thing you tell a quarterback? I just want to know the number one rule you tell a quarterback. And I could not believe that he would say something this simple. But he said, well, it's actually two parts. Always throw to where a receiver is going to be and away from defenders. I said, that sounds awful ridiculous. I mean, everybody knows that. But he said, you know what? When you say throw where a receiver is going to be, a lot of guys throw behind receiver. Make them go get the ball. Where he's going to. Make them go get the ball. That's what makes you a good quarterback, if you make a receiver go get the ball. He said an overthrown ball is hey, that's better than an underthrown ball. Every time. So when you're throwing those balls, he thinks, with a deep ball, whatever, if you throw the ball to where he's going to, okay? Let him chase the ball down, okay? And away from the defender. And away from the defender. So, I mean, it's basic. That's his key. So he's trying to get the ball away from the defender. And I thought, well, that's awful simple. But he says, a lot of quarterbacks just don't understand the concept. They're always trying to throw at a receiver. That's just what they do. The receiver's going over there and they throw at him. And the receiver has to slow down, throttle down, and the underneath coverage comes under and picks it off. He said, make him throw where it's going to be and away from the defender. And I thought, all right, that's pretty simple. But I was never a quarterback coach. Well, I was. I would coach them in the wishbone, but I would hardly say that's. It was like that was a totally different deal. All right. These routes right here, all you want to do is hit them. Hit them or we call them entertain them, hit them. You tell us quarterback sometimes, your quarterback has to be know how to entertain a defender. Sometimes he's trying to come back like this. You're looking, the quarterback needs to know how to do this because the wide receiver's doing it too. When he comes back, he's going to read the flat coverage, and the guy's dropping underneath. Then help him. Help him get there. I'll give you an example. Here you go. Run the shallow cross, all right? Tight ends run the outside. Tight ends run his his curl, all right? You got the flare. All right, strong safety starts here. Help him get there. In other words, as he starts, stare that guy down just a little bit. Because it'll open everything else up for you. Because you know what, as he starts there, hey, where's the ball going to go to now? So if you help them get there, you know, too often times what happens, they seem to do that, they turn right here, and then they hold it 1, 2, and then the ball gets thrown. Well, what I'm saying is I see him go like this, boom, boom, like that, and I'm the quarterback. As I drop, where I get the ball here and I look at him, and he goes boom, boom, he starts to settle deep on the curl. He's working back on the curl. I take my eyes right off of him, and I look to throw to the flare, and I just hold it an extra second while, you know, to lay it out there. Well, while I'm doing that, what's he doing? He's coming. So the whole point of this was entertain the guy. You come off like this, that guy's dry, you know, first you look this way, boom, no hot. Look over here, all of a sudden strong safety guy, hey, entertain it a couple steps and then throw it out here. You know, because you know where you're going with the ball. Just help the guy play the curl. You know, it's kind of, hey, what do you do in basketball? I mean, how hard is this game? You know, you got the ball right here, and then, hey, when he's right there, do I pass it over here yet? Or do I pass it when he gets right here? Well, that's my point. I want to get this guy as far away from you as I can. I'm going to hold the ball as long as I can. And when he makes his break for it, I'm going to give it to you. Well, that's the whole idea of this. That's all this is fast break basketball. All you're trying to do is what? I want to entertain you so I can get it to him. Entertain that guy. I mean, it's a little bit different, but it's no different than option football. You take the ball down here. You don't pitch it 5 yards away from the guy. You get right up on top of him and pitch it. Well, here, if I'm dropping back, I want that strong safety to get where? Right up on top of that curl route. Then I'll throw it to the flare. I don't want him halfway in between, because halfway in between, you know, if I go back, that's exactly the ideal position for him to be in. He's about halfway in between, so that when you throw the ball, he's got a chance to do what? Break underneath the curl, or go get the flare. So he's got a chance to do both. You can throw that. So what you want to do is try to get him to play one hit. If you come out of here like this, and he looks like he's going to go to the flare, take a look at the flare, and then, of course, usually when they're going to the flare, it's hard, because they're going this way, you can hit that curl pretty quick, because they have no chance to come back on it, because they're heading downhill. Okay. Okay, let's, I should have brought, you know what I should have done is I'll tell you what, if you guys are so interested in the shallow cross passing game, I'll do this for you. If you'll send me a tape, all right? I'll get them to run off a copy that you can study the shallow cross passing game. In Kansas, we put it in. I was going to tell you how the whole thing ended up. I go to Florida State to get it. I can't get it. This is 95. Remember I said he sent me that tape in 89 or 88? 89 he sends me that tape. I never looked at it. I set it on my table and never looked at it. Okay? So in 1994, I decide we need something more explosive with our passing game. There's a controlled passing game that's like the run game, that's high percentage, that the quarterback can execute, that can take care of blitz. So I started looking around and they said, well, you know, Florida State's run the shallow pass game, and they got it from the 49ers. Well, little did I know that they really got it from East Carolina. That's where they got it from. East Carolina was kicking everybody's ass for a while there, and that's what they were doing. They were throwing a lot of quick games, a lot of shallow pass games. So anyway, and I didn't know that. So I go to Florida State, 94. You think they give it to me? No. They don't give it to me. They put me in a room and give me a couple films, and they're not even shallow cross films. And I said, where's the shallow cross? Well, we can't really. I said, I came all the way down here for that. You told me I could. No, well, we're not really going to. I said, it's freaking bananas. So we studied the run game a little bit and left. So then Brad Scott goes from Florida State, offensive coordinator, and goes to South Carolina. So I go to South Carolina, and they won't give it. But I had a GA on that staff. And he started explaining to me the protections, how they go with no back or one back. So I said, okay, I understand that. I've done that before. And I said, Jesus Christ. And he goes, hey, by the way, the GA says, you know, hey, Florida State got this stuff from East Carolina. I said, they did. Because I didn't know what East Carolina was running. I knew Jeff Jackson. I said, they did? He goes, yeah. So I go back, I call Jeff Jackson and say, hey, Jeff, you know anything about this shit on Pat? Shit, Pat, I sent that to you 5 years ago. I said, you're shitting. And he goes, no, it should say 65 series on it. I said, hold on a minute. I put down a phone, I walked over to my shelf, there was this tape sitting there, and I pulled it down, it said 65 series, and look. Dust all over it. I get it, I go, I got it. He goes, well, look at it. I look at it, it's exactly what I was looking for. Exact deal. I go, hey, this is what I want. I said, so I paid him $1,000 to come in and clinic us for 2 days on it. Just talk about nothing but that and the stuff they ran off with. So he comes in, he does it. 1995, we go 10-2 at Kansas. Their offense is unbelievable. People had the hardest time with all that shit because we were dumping, and we had a good back, and we kept dumping it against Nebraska. It was the first time we ever outstated Nebraska. But that's the good news. The bad news, we still lost. You know, they beat us, I think it was like 38-17, but we fumbled the ball twice going in. But we outstated Nebraska, and we threw 11 flare routes for about 115 yards. So we were averaging almost 10 yards a shot out there. Okay? All right, so if anybody really wants to get into that, I'll send you a tape. But you gotta, I'll send you the tape, you gotta send me a tape copy. Okay? And what I'll do is I'll tape, boom, run them off, and I'll get them right back out to you. Okay? All right. Let's cover a couple more things here. All right, option routes we're talking about. Okay. This is primarily how everybody likes to use a tight end. In the passing game, okay? Play action, all right? Am I running over?
10 minutes.
Huh?
You have 10 minutes left.
Okay, good. All right, naked. I don't know how you guys refer to this. We call it naked, okay? Or naked seal. I don't know why, but you guys always seem to execute that pretty well. I guess it's because you like the term naked. I don't know. But here's our basic rules on the deal is this. Is whenever we run naked, okay, if we call our negatives, we call it like this. We'll call, and this is, I think it's a great concept, all right? We call it like this. We call 28 negative. All right? Everybody knows what to do because we're going to run negative routes. Okay? He's going to run a go. All right? He's running a negative. All right? And negative is 4 to 5 yards. Or 4 to 6, however you guys want to term it. 4 to 6, you're running across. And everybody here, 28 to be our fake the toss sweep. Get depth. Here's what you tell your quarterbacks on all your negative routes too is this. The number one thing is to think run. If you got a quarterback that comes out here and he goes like this, he fakes a negative, and he raises the ball up right away and he starts dragging his feet out there, that's not the deal, fellas. The deal is to put pressure on the defense. So what you got to do is fake that ball and have him come run like he's going to run. And if somebody comes out there to comes out to take him, then he can throttle down and try to hit the deep route of the negative. Matter of fact, we tell him, if you fake the negative and you come running out right now, if that wide out, just runs by it, hey, you can put it up right now. Otherwise, you're going to press, and you're thinking, run to the negative. Okay, run. The reason why is this. You throttle down right here. Somebody pulls you up and they got the negative, you're in trouble. If you come sprint, there's less chance you're going to get pulled up, especially if he does what? If he goes in here first and then has to come out. So if you come sprinting and somebody's got the negative, there'll be nobody in this area. You can run for 10 yards. All right, it's just like running a quarterback reverse. Okay, if you do this and somebody plays this area, you know, let's say the backer goes here and then he comes running over here to try to play. Hey, then that opens up this guy right here. So, or the flat coverage bails out. But hey, the whole point of the negatives is this: is think run when you do it, and you won't have any problem with it. All your linemen should just run at a 45-degree angle and block first to show. This tackle always has drop step to let the tight end clear. So if it's a 5 technique, he should just drop step a little bit, which helps the tight end, okay? Because this guy will come through there a little bit. If it's a 7 technique, the tight end's probably going to take an outside release because we don't want him to get held up on this, okay? And if it's a 9 technique, then he drop steps unless the tight end clear and takes the 9, okay? But it's a drop step there, unless it's a 7 technique. If it's a 7 technique, the tight end's going to go outside, all right? So you're going to drop step and let the tight end clear. All right, now.
Coach, you want the tight end behind the quarterback? You want him to start idling down as he approaches the hatch?
We want him, we'd like to get him, that's the point, is we like to get him through there with enough speed that as the quarterback comes out of here, he's not having to throw back across his body. We don't want, in other words, the quarterback comes running out here, we want him to be able to hit him like this. Like that. And obviously, if you're running this a lot, if it's a critical situation, which is a great time to run in a critical situation because of this. They're trying to stop the run. It could be a man coverage. It could be and if you fake the toss and they bite it with a, they bite it, you can get somebody out there free. He has a good chance to run it. But here's the other thing. If it's a right-handed quarterback, fake left, roll right. It's a left-handed quarterback, fake right, and roll left. And the reason why is it's a lot easier for the quarterback because it cost us a game against Utah one year. Hey, we got in a barn burner with it. It ended up 45-42. We lost. Okay, and because we didn't make a first down.